water. Oh man, I gotta put my nerd glasses on because today we have some special guests coming on. How's it going, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic morning. Gotta check my audio real quick. Excited to start the day with you guys. We have brand new user atobitt DD coming on, also known as Austin Tobitt. He is going to be coming on right around market open and talking to us about his new rehypothecation DD. So this is brand new. This is a breaking exclusive. It's the author of this DD coming on the show to talk about his thoughts on why this is the most mind-blowing than the previous ones. And why do I know that he thinks that? Well, there it is right here. When you find out that atobitt's next DD is in the works, and it might be more mind-blowing than all the previous ones. And check this out. So let's see if he changed this. Let's see. Here it is. LMFAO, gonna be real sad if the actual post doesn't circulate as well as this. Expect the DD to hit tomorrow early morning. I'll get with Mo Money shortly after and do the walkthrough. So this is it. This is it. Cannot be more excited. Jack to the atobitts. How's it going? Oh man. Oh, yes, it is 420. We're going to check out Sundial and the other cannabis stocks soon enough. How is everybody doing? Oh, let's see. Oh, dang. People talking in the chat already. Positive vibes, y'all. Let me check out my audio and make sure my sound is okay. I'm trying to make some good sound here. Oh, dang. People talking in the chat already. Okay. That sounds okay. Let's see what Professor Meatball has to say. Professor Meatball. So we're not going to mess around. We're likely going to open up market with no time to do some technical analysis. So we're going to do it right now. If you guys showed up on time, that's because you turned on your notifications. It's because you guys are learning alongside with us and jumping on even before the event starts. And I appreciate that. That means that you guys are investing in yourselves. Okay. Did you guys miss me during Power Hour? I am thinking of... So I've been doing bell to bell, and I'm just wondering if you guys would serve you better if my technical analyses were a little more compact, right? I still want to be able to do like whole 7-hour days, but maybe we won't do every single day, right? That's what some of my mods have been telling me. Not sure if that makes sense, so I'll let you guys tell me in the chat. Okay. Let's do a little bit of the technical analyses that we need to do before atobitt shows up. We're looking at the Elliott waves before I was here, and the first thing that we did earlier yesterday was a look at how AMC was moving to up the upside of 962 and then ultimately track downward from 962. And why could we have predicted that? Well, the first part of the day was building on this pennant here. So a couple of the technical analyses that you should be aware of there is when we're coming from an uptrend. So we're already coming from 933 from below, and then we start having a decreasing level of support and an ascending level of resistance. That is something known as a bearish pennant. And that's something that we could have predicted for our first yellow prediction that we were going to start moving up. When we got rejected at 975, that allowed us to consider that as a median line, a pivot point for the day, right? We didn't have that as part of our resistances and support, and that is okay. We expected to see more turbulence right around 975, and we saw it. We got to the wick of a candle all the way up to 981. That's 6 cents above what we expected to see. But that's just the wick, not the body. When we do technical analyses, we want to be able to consider the body mostly. So when we had that body rejection at 975, that was when we knew that we had reached a double top on the day. So that was where I started predicting a spiral downward. So we have this, right? This TA right here. I'm going to scroll over here. And this spiral downward happened after a third top right here. So often we are looking for a reversal opportunity. And so when we were looking at this double bottom here, this was a bullish sign. Let me turn this around. This bullish sign right here, hitting the exact bottom, coming down from a downtrend, right? This is a small double bottom that then fizzled out right at the exact same point here. The double bottom into a double top, which is not uncommon, and it's important that you guys recognize that when considering short-term movements. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, Dana Young. Donald Young. Phil Twin just likes to hang out with me, seriously. A few hours every day and a few days when exciting things are happening. Fair enough. I better listen to my mom. Yes. Okay. So that was AMC in the morning. I'm also planning to do early morning tweets and getting these this data out. I'm also I'm thinking about like daily data dives, so that you guys can have that as a clip at the end of the day. I think that would be cool. I think that would be ideal. So let's go to Stonko Tracker here. Stonko Tracker. So what we just did with AMC, we're going to do it with GME in just a second. Stonk time, 21 minutes, 21 seconds. Stonk time. So GME this morning has no shares. Once again, no shares available to borrow. So let me take a look here. Data thanks to Stonko Tracker. GME data dive. So we have 0 shares available to borrow. 2.5 million ETF shares. So this is half as many as yesterday. How many calls expiring in the money? Fewer now. Much fewer. So what was the price yesterday? Because GME ultimately was up on the day, barely. And yet way fewer calls are in the money. So this is interesting. $4,500. So this is, what did I say? SSR trigger price 147.73. Yeah, so this is significantly higher. Fewer calls are expiring in the money. Oh, so this is seeing a portion of this getting exercised. So 1,000 calls at least were exercised. Because it's not like the price has decreased. 47.7%. So that was yesterday. 62.4%. The shorts keep rising. 4 million out of 6.5. That's huge. Data dive 62.4%. This is getting crazy. Highest shorts we've seen in a long time. Okay. So we have the highest potential energy that we've had in quite a while. Shorts bounding up, getting carried by the roller coaster higher and higher. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So we did a little bit of the technicals for AMC. Let's take a look at GME as well. One of the things that we were considering, I think somebody said that there was a small cup and handle today, and that was within the day, and that's usually not something that we can, yeah, so someone might have thought that this was a cup. Right, cups usually form between days to weeks, and some of the most famous cups take years. So it's not likely to form in the middle of a day. But of course, these are just human psychology. These are just elements of human psychology that we're playing around with. We likely saw the largest short attacks here because we saw 4 million shorted yesterday, right? So we're playing around with 4 million shorts. This is the most shorts that we've had in a long time. Highest shorts, 2.4%. Highest. A deck, a house of cards. Dude, I cannot wait for this DD. It is gonna be epic sauce. 62.4%. Okay. There we go. We can't see the short positions themselves because they're not, they don't have any obligation to report them. So we can't see them live. So one of the things that we can notice about this downtrend here is that it is a corrective wave coming from the top of this support level. So this is already above the level at which it was supposed to be supported, and any other analyst would have predicted that once this passed through halfway to the next resistance, you would have seen sideways action here from this impulse wave here. While this impulse wave might not be as slow and gradual as a natural impulse wave, we noticed that this allowed us to be able to have the positivity that we were expecting from all of the news, the positive catalyst, as well as the ability for GME to start thriving under those conditions comparatively to the market itself. Because we saw a lot of red last night, and when this attack happened here, you notice that we can essentially just use the inverse, because this is the same, basically the same amount of price action negatively. And in that sense, if it's the same amount of price action, let's just use our imperative brain, our empirical brains, guys. The same amount of price action with the same amount of time, right? This here to this here. Then why did the VWAP not change here? Right? The VWAP is this orange line. It moved all the way from 167 to the next level of resistance at 170. And when the price drop finished, it is still all the way up at 169. Nice. But not nice because it gives us a better sense of how the volumetric weighted average price is indicating our true price, the price that we should stay on. If we're asking when atobitt is going to show up, it's going to show up at market open, about 15 minutes. Jillian Marchioli, what's going on? Okay. Let me see if there's any questions. Chef Pew Pew, how's it going? Oh, we cannot wait. We're so excited. Is there a reason why 6.5 million volume don't actually the actual volume yesterday? Is it 10 mil? I thought the 6.5 million. Well, actually, I wasn't here for Power Hour. So, oh, you're talking about this figure here. This figure, I believe, is deduplicated, or there's some sort of deduping action that allows it to be a little more distinct. But in that case, the shorts are distinct as well. A lot of people are excited about today, right? We're patiently waiting for GameStop to talk about any sort of share recall information, but today atobitt is the one coming on. I'm going to leave you with this this VWAP idea to once more consider. That the VWAP, I'm just going to highlight it here, moves downward with this early morning paper hands here, and then moves upward when this natural rise begins, right? So there's a lag here, but this natural rise lasted from here to here, basically, from 168.67 to 170 VWAP. From there, this unnatural growth, this attack here, moved the VWAP to 169, right? So this disproportionate, just look at the, if you care about the crayons here, you can tell that this one was an attack right there. So that you don't have to, I'm going to run through Rensel's daily DD to see if there's anything important to note here. There was a Twitch person offered $1,000 to lie about GME. Good thread about the MACD, and I like to see that. There's a thread about they're watching. Uh-oh, scary. New GameStop strategy. Sweet. Tiered exit. Wow, so there's a lot of different exit strategies all of a sudden. Wow, so this is a meaty post, but I don't see if any of it's super relevant right now. So that's why I'm gonna do a little bit more of the technicals here so that you guys continue learning with us. Meatball, oh my goodness, Meatball's so cute. It's just chilling in the back. You guys excited, right? We had atobitt very, very excited to share his DD late last night. He was like, yeah, this is gonna be the day that we come out. He was pulling overtime, he was working hard. He's gonna be about here right around market open in about 12 minutes. Let's see. AMC to the moon. Good morning, good afternoon from Kuwait, my friend. What's up, Buyasi? Good to hear you again. Jack to the T's, heck yeah. The Twitch person just lied. Okay, gotcha. Aw, Jezebel says hit that like please y'all and subscribe if you haven't. If you're on a TV or Roku, just press your up arrow and you can do it from there. That's so cool. I did not know that. Thank you, Jessa. So once again, a lot of people are here for the DD. We're not going to stop covering the good DD, but I do want to be able to make sure that this show is one about the technical analyses too. Like, for example, what is happening pre-market and how does that change based on your understanding of how the AMC was traveling in the after hours. In the after hours, we see that there was a a double lagged bounce from 963, right? We know that this is the strong resistance and support here because it has been acting as resistance and support for basically a week and a half, for a long time. AMC has been struggling right around this $10 mark, right below it, and that's one of the predictions that we can have about AMC, but perhaps more fuzzily when it comes to the after hours and pre-market. During this, we actually missed it by 4 cents. Now that might not seem like a lot, but in the sense that AMC is a less than predictable beast than usual, right? Usually we could apply any sort of technical analysis, any sort of Elliott waves, and AMC would follow pretty distinctly, pretty much step for step. Now in the pre-market, there was a 959 to 974 range. So a lot of price movement right here where there was less than 200,000 volume. And once again, if you were looking at GME, we saw that this is the makeup of an attack that a price action that isn't based around volume. We see that the volume that dipped here in the morning was real paper hands, actually supported by volume, bringing the VWAP down from 169 to 168. And then from here, we saw that this rise right here is disproportional to the eventual fall. Germonius. Congressional hearing in May with bank CEOs. No one knows why. Do you know if Ro Khanna was involved? Now that's something that we're gonna have to talk a little bit more about in just a second when atobitt comes back. So Germonius, keep that question. We are going to talk about the changes that are already coming into fruition, right? We're slowly making waves here. All right, let's clear this. So finally, one of the thoughts that you likely had was coming up and feeling this double top position here from a small uptrend. So from here, you might have felt that there was a double attempt to try and push 167 or 168. In that sense, this is a bearish signal that signals that we are trying to exhaust as much value as possible out of this price range. When we got all the way to 967, 167 twice, we had the unfortunate falling out from here of a downward bearish signal. And from there, we tracked from this level of resistance down to below this level of resistance here. And that was what kept a Tupperware lid on us for the rest of the day. So GME price action. We have already seen some early morning volatility even before pre-market starts. We had optimistic growth even beyond 167, and then a pretty strong bottom right here at 165. So GME continues to bounce around this bottom, attempting to break out multiple different times, but keeping basically this head shape here with the 50-cent or so spread between 165 and 165.60. What we're likely going to see as the morning progresses is another proportionally with two proportionals, right? A paper-handed event. So a less than optimistic event is one that disappears underneath this line, but then gets supported by the next one. Or if we have the momentum and the positive catalyst in place, which I believe we do for 420, to try and reach the top here, we're likely going to get rejected down below here. For AMC, something similar, although we have been bounding between this resistance here. We have shown that we could break below it for the pre-market. So for AMC, I'm expecting to see that this is going to start breaking below for the very beginning of the day. I'm expecting to see a good amount of paper-handed action because, once again, usually this kind of action happens and then we experience a bounce afterward. Okay. Oh, Joe Chen Leaperts. What's going on? Yes, I would love to have Austin on when the squeeze happens. That would be amazing. Hedge funds are the military-industrial complex. GME is to save the world. Military-industrial complex for hedge funds. Are they a product of our society? We live in a society. That's a question that we should continue asking ourselves. Okay, hope you guys are jacked to the tees. Only 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. And I think that Doge is getting absolutely steaming right now. Dogecoin is the hottest it's been in a long time. Yesterday, let's take a look real quick. You're still gonna have the drawings here. Yesterday we had a run up to 46 cents. Is that from yesterday? That's from an hour ago. Oh no, that's from the 16th. So that was the Friday run up here. And yesterday we had the high of 43.8 cents. And then we topped at the same level twice, which started to signal a decline. So this decline has been going on since 2 a.m. So since basically this entire morning. Turn off auto. Okay, there we go. Andrew, are we expecting a share recall today? I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any news. Drinking that water. Doge is down steep. No, that's true. As of right now, Doge is a stock to watch. That's 100% clear. And by stock, it's our fun little crypto pal. Okay, so we gave a couple of predictions for what we expect to see today. There are so many DDs that we have yet to cover, but I want to be able to make sure that, you know, we cover the ones that make sense. Like this very educational one, right? MACD on GME. And we've seen similar DDs about like MACDs and TTM squeeze indicators. This is going to be like an educational one here. Stonk market opens in about 1 minute. There's a new GameStop strategy that I'm going to be slowly looking through to make sure that you guys know what's going on here. Citadel's late night Google searches. That's fun. Okay, just before the market opens, this is a pretty fun one. Okay, well, we'll let the market open. Citadel's late night Google searches. I'm just gonna jump into a call with Austin. So you can join whenever he so desires. Okay, got my bell ready. AMC, I'm starting to see 2 different paths for. We could actually get supported here. Okay, markets are open. Bell has been rung. And right off the gate, AMC is coming off the gate. Opening at 970, having a quick wick down below. GameStop is already heading down to 163, so about $1 lower than its level resistance here. Paper-handed event is actually happening earlier than this optimistic line is predicting, but that's why the pessimistic line holds. This is already starting to fall out of this pattern here. Let's see where the next level of support is going to be. I drew it all the way at 154, so we're imagining we're going to have to start drawing some new lines here. Oops. Smoking a joke and get ready for that Glenfiddich. Oh man, okay, well let's have a goal, right? So you guys said it, Glenfiddich at 1,000 likes. That's it, just 1,000 likes. So not gonna mention it much more. And we have a goal today. It's gonna be 78,400 subs, right? So that's gonna get me to buy another $500 of GME and AMC, and it looks like I'm going to be catching a tasty dip today. So we're 452 subscribers away from that. And there we go. That's your one PSA to subscribe and help us buy more AMC and GME stock. Okay. Ooh, Cody Becker helping out the journey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sundial. I think it is time to look at Sundial real quick. So I'm already in the Discord call with atobitt. So whenever he finds a chance to come on in here, looking at some pretty major paper-handed or coordinated attack event here. AMC is all the way down to 944. This was expected over on AMC's side. On Gme, expecting a little bit of support, but I ultimately expected both to trend downward for the day, at least in the very early parts of the morning. Zoom in a little bit more. So what did we have as that GME trigger price? 147.93. So we're not quite close, but AMC, I'm assuming it's gonna be slightly underneath $9. Yeah, so 869. So for AMC, we're looking at 869, which is still not very close. So overall, that bounce has been achieved for AMC. So if you're looking for the MACD here, this is the learning moment. Look at that MACD and how sharply it's decreasing. Very sharp here, right, to signal the continuation of a decline. And then when you can consider this line, is it more slopes higher or lower? That's the other question here. Oh wait. And as it slopes low, as the slope starts to level off, that gives us a sense of a return here. In fact, if we go to cheat code Algo, I'm betting that we're going to be able to, is this cheat code? Here we go. Okay, does that work? Maybe if I pull it down. Yes. So for cheat code, let's take a look at AMC for that return. We look at it on the 1 minute chart. This is for real scalping. We see that this return here is not actually it's supported by the Bollinger Bands here as majorly oversold, right? So we have a majorly oversold event likely going to break upward after like there's no way that they can sustain this, but the pivot or the squeeze points have not yet come on the minute chart. 5 minute chart, yep, even less likely. So we might be able to try and catch this at the very bottom here. At 943 was the very bottom. If you caught it, then you are looking at the MACD tapering off, and this is a great place to be able to start recontesting the VWAP here. Notice that the VWAP did fall. It fell from 969 all the way to 953. So this coordinated attempt to drop AMC downward was rooted in volume as well. So the volumetric weighted average price tracks the price movement. Oh yeah, we need 4,200 likes, that's right. Okay. So I'm wondering if our boy is oversleeping, so I'm just gonna send him a message. Yeah, let me know if you need more time. This gives us a little bit of time to check out Sundial. People want to know, and it's an appropriate day for Sundial here. Let's look at the hourly chart. So on the hourly chart, Sundial had a disjointed buy signal here, right? So from here, excuse my everything. All desktops. Oh baby. Wonder why everything's grayed out. Interesting. Okay, let's get this out of here. So we're watching the reversal for AMC, then start a brand new attack here. And it's something that you can notice here with the MACD starting to decline again, tapering off, coming back towards the signal line, and then tapering off right here. Right, this is an easy false signal to catch. This gives you a better sense of exactly where the stock action is going. This is a pretty, I mean, it's only like 2% down, but if you guys look at the Bollinger Bands before, we had a major oversold action here, far below the normal oversold Bollinger Bands. You can also take a look at that RSI as a similar indication. It is trending below that 30 level that would signal the oversold. Oh, I think atobitt is live now. I see his green circle, so I'm going to start another call with him. And we haven't even checked that Sundial yet. So once again, Sundial has had that disjointed buy signal here. And it looks like Austin needs more time. Let me see how much more time he needs. He's responding now. He has the info, just piecing it together. Fair enough. So, no rush. So that's from 80 cents all the way to $1. So that's a 25% rip past the 19th early on in the morning. If you're expecting a, that's during the pre-market. If you're expecting a another rip further on, you would have crossed into the overbought Bollinger Band here. And so that's something that you're going to have to temper your expectations with 420 as the holiday, and what you should expect as the stock starts to approach overbought territory. Check out VST as well, and then Clove. atobitt says, this is epic though, not gonna lie. So he is getting pumped up by his own research. Jacked to his own atobits. So no squeeze indicator that there is a strong 4 out of 4 buy signal here for VST. This disjointed buy signal here at about 17.18 would have brought you to where you are now with $18. So I don't see that this stock has any more coordinated movement, any more like sizable jumps. In fact, you see the band started to squeeze inward. That's because there has been weeks of sideways trading for since the beginning of March. The last time that there was a sell signal, let's see if this is a 4 out of 4. No, this is just a 3 out of 4 sell signal, pretty strong. But if you caught it, you would have saved yourself from 24 to a fall of 16. That would not have been pretty. So Chico might have been able to save you from that. It just switched the price action. Yeah, it did. Here, you go down here. There we go. Okay, let me go through some of your questions here. CTRM looks like it's going haywire. Okay. Haywire has been trending downwards for the longest time. And now there was a 3 out of 4 soft buy call here. And this buy signal would have gotten you from 43 cents all the way to 50 cents. Okay, that's substantial. That's like 30%. So that 33% jump from 40 cents to 59 cents would have covered you in just a few. Like whatever you lost here, if you double back down in CTRM right here, that would have been a good place to jump on. Now it's been trading sideways again, so we would have to wait until another signal. There we go. Back to our boys here. AMC continues to trend downward here, escaping its VWAP, contesting it here, rejected by its own VWAP, and continue to trend downward. This is in essence how Elliott waves work. You can consider the VWAP as as either a booster if it's an uptrend, or a Tupperware lid if it's a downtrend. And that's actually a really good learning point right here. Like, how do Elliott waves work? Why does the world come in impulses? Let's assume that this is the track of the VWAP here. As the price of the stock moves downward, let me use a blue pen. The price of the stock moves downward, and when it has a resurgence, right, it has a bullish momentum from people thinking that this is an oversold stock, it's going to go back, and atobitt needs more time. I said just let me know how much more, but he is excited for this DD here. So as this tries to return to, at the very least, its former true price, right, this then as a brand new group of people, this third camp of people that think, hey, the price of the stock is just what the VWAP signifies, so it can't be worth more than what the VWAP is. So those group of people has trend down and break the pattern downward. So this is actually just how to read an Elliott wave and why they work. Another way to think about it is the opposite, right? Go away. If the VWAP was trending upward, the price of your stock would be above it. And whenever you wanted to be able to, like, for example, you think you're being overbought, you would hit that VWAP, and then you would be higher than where you were before. And you would hit that VWAP again, and then you'd be higher than where you were before. So that's why these waves come through, because of the new group of people that look at the VWAP here and think about whether or not the price adjustment is volume justified. Hey, can you look at Mavis? Says PPG offices. Please and thank you. Of course. Mavis it is. So Microvision, let's take a look. Atobitt said he was coming at 6:30. He just messaged me and he says that this is going to be epic, though, not going to lie. And he needs more time because he has the info, he's just piecing it together. Mavis. I think I bought into Mavis a little while back. There was that 4 out of 4 buy signal that I possibly took advantage of. Can't remember. But at $10 a share, it has gone up to $12 all of a sudden. So this is still within the bands of fair trading, right? It doesn't look like it's overbought or oversold. However, right now, it doesn't look like the same opportunity as it was before. So if you bought right here at this 4 for 4 buy signal, if you were watching the live stream, you would have seen that. Congratulations. If you didn't, that's okay. It's not like this is a bad buy. It's just that it's no longer the same opportunity. Billions, season 1, episode 4, short squeeze. Ooh, okay. I will check that out. It's only 4 episodes. Maybe I have to watch the whole thing. So again, look at the VWAP contain the GME trends as well. Essentially, whenever it has a bullish uptick, it now has to consider whether or not it actually deserves to be above its own VWAP here. So we have volumetric weighted average price trending down here, right? If you take a look at this EMA, it's the same psychology. As it trends downward, it looks like it's a better indication of when GME is going to break down the second time. Let's take a look here. So we have one touch point here, another touch point here, another touch point here. So these are 3 touch points where this blue line here, this exponential 200-day moving average, gives us a sense of the macro movement of the stock. The price of GME hits up against the EMA, and that's the group of people. So we have three. We used to have 3 camps of people, right? We have bulls, we have bears, right? And we have this third group of people that I'll call like technical traders. People who are looking at these EMA lines. When it hits this EMA line, any amount of action from the bulls, the group of people that are trying to push the stock and say, this stock is oversold, quick, get in on this price, it's undervalued. The technical traders say, well, no, the EMA is the signal, or the VWAP is the signal for true price, right? So in that sense, since it's hitting this blue line, it's pretty clear that it's not undervalued. And so they sell. So of course, nowadays we have a brand new type of trader who, no matter what, is going to continue buying and holding. So this is the group of people that is really changing the game, because now the technical traders that originally had the ability to say, oh, I can predict that other technical traders are going to be able to reject this price at the same point here. Well, no. So we see the exact same thing happening with the EMA here. Sorry, the VWAP for AMC. Let me draw this. That's the VWAP there. And how many touch points do we have with the price? We have one here, keeping it down there, and just now right there. So as the price of GME tries to retake the EMA right now, we're likely going to see another downward, a downward trend after that, until we can get supported by a much stronger level of support. It seems like we have dipped from GME's side to 159.2. 159.2 is not a level of resistance for a GME that I know, which means that GME is either developing this brand new resistance and we'll have to see more touch points for it, or we have the true price action of GME starting to come out of the woodwork from all the manipulation here. Eric Bright says, not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say Bears, Bulls, and Battlestar Galactica. I told atobitt no rush because he is, I guess he's turning in this homework assignment a little bit later than originally intended, but it's not like we're his teachers. We're just patiently waiting. Oh, look, another touch point right here. Perfect. So when the world makes sense, the world makes sense right here. No way to explain it other than the EMA moving downward and smothering GME, having the technical traders run the gambit here. And whenever these reversal points happen, they hurt, especially for AMC, they hurt a lot. So when this corrective wave is already 5 parts long, you consider it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The minimum is actually only ABC, so A, B, C. And so when it comes to C, the next level is D, and E. So it's A, B, C. You have the beginnings of a resurrection here, right? Because corrective waves can only last for so long before the apes and the other investors start taking notice and say that this is way too oversold. So I'm a guy who likes to buy the dip. So let's see if GME is starting to dip good. Look at the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, there was a super soft 2 out of 4 sell signal here that supposedly would have been able to help you. Of course, we had a sell signal all the way back in the after hours too, but no buy signal yet. So this bleeding from cheat code's side, their opinion is that it's going to continue going. Otherwise, they would give us at the very least a weak buy signal to tell us that something is coming. Yep, so nothing quite yet on AMC side as well. So we have the price action of these two stocks essentially getting ripped right here. Not in a good way. Wow, it's like, can you stop moving downward? This is the end of this full corrective wave. And whether or not we see plateauing soon, this is still only 3.5% down, right? So AMC still hasn't even broken down below $9. So the SSR to trigger is still far away. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to get that AMC update ready. But to begin, I'm going to take a quick astronaut break, and I want to leave you with some GME update here. If you guys heard from yesterday that George Sherman is stepping down, there was a quick recap here, about 2 minutes long. Let's take a look.
All right, if you've been paying attention to GameStop, it is one of our most widely searched tickers on our site. It's actually a trending ticker right now on yahoofinance.com. We've got Dan Howley, our tech editor, joining us now for a look at what is moving this stock higher today. I know that CEO George Sherman is stepping down, but any idea on who might lead this company now, Dan? I know they're looking to make that hard pivot and go to e-commerce.
Yeah, it really is. I think the George Sherman story kind of coming down from the position, not necessarily right away. They did say that July 31st is likely the time that they could move that up if they find a replacement sometime sooner. Obviously, the big deal here being that this is all part of GameStop's turnaround plan. And we also have, obviously, Ryan Cohen. He's the investor who moved in, bought up a ton of shares, and is now going to be chairman over at GameStop, obviously co-founder of Chewy, who wants to be instrumental in this turnaround for GameStop. Really what the company is trying to do is turn itself from a primarily brick and mortar operation to a digital operation with brick and mortar. And while doing that, they want to become more of not just games provider, but anything that's tangentially related to games. So TVs, gaming accessories, PCs, anything along those lines to kind of goose the sales there. And then, in its most recent quarter, they did have net sales down year over year from 2.19 billion to 2.12 billion, but they did see an increase in online sales of 175%. So obviously they're doing a good job getting everyone online, but they still have this huge overhead with those stores. It's also worth pointing out that Keith Gill, otherwise known as Roaring Kitty, and another name online, he did increase his stake in the company by about 50,000 shares. He's now up to 200,000 shares of GameStop, and that is valued at $33 million now. So he's done quite well for himself. I don't know how much better off the people at WallStreetBets, the Reddit board, are compared to him. But obviously he made the right call. GameStop up around 3,000% in the last 12 months of trading.
Wow, incredible. I have to see if Roaring Kitty doubled down on GameStop, decided not to trade on those options for some tax consequences, right? We're going to actually talk to somebody a little bit later on about some of those tax consequences. But all right, curious to see. Thanks a lot, Dan Howley.
Okay. Didn't catch what she said about the Roaring Kitty. Tax consequences. Ruh-roh. What does that mean? So I'm going to get rid of these little symbols down here and pull up these pants right there. I need to, one sec. So we're tracking the price action here, but I need to be able to pull this back in a little bit. You guys can see. There we go. Perfecto. Great. Let's see what you guys are asking here. So it's about 30 minutes since atobitt was supposed to show up, so I said no rush, but I'm now going to just ask politely, hey, when did you think you were hoping to join? Just to give everyone a quick warning. Say his name. Here come the sundial bulls. Yes, people are very bullish on sundial. Let's make sure that I actually take a look at it, so that I can keep it on my left side. Hello? Whoa. Sun dance. Dang it. Sundial growers. Okay. Sundial is Wow, I thought this was still AMC. This is tracking very similarly to AMC right now. Huh. So this is AMC. Let's get rid of auto here. No, this is Sun. So this is the current track for AMC. And now that it has started to have a chance to bottom out around 924, its resistance isn't far behind anyway. Let's get rid of this real quick. Let's get that tweet ready for the data dive on AMC. Apish AF says isolation Dow. We're just waiting around for any price action, but we still have some DD to cover as well. The MACD on GME showing bullish signs. Let's take a look. At the same time, this could be its own it could be its own video, but it could just give us a little bit of a lesson briefly here, right? Easy peasy. MACD on GME showing bullish signs. So if in order for this to work, I need to actually show the MACD right next to it. We have GME's MACD right here. Moving average, convergence, divergence. Oh, okay. So Austin says, gonna need a little bit of time. Okay, well, let's just see what he's saying here. Been up all night. Oh no. So it seems like Mr. Atobitt is, I said, let me know if you need more time. He says, definitely do. I have the piece info, just piecing it together. And I said, very cool. And then he says he has been up all night. It'll be a couple of hours. Won't get this done before my meeting. I'll have to ping you then. Okay, so in that case, we are going to switch up some gears. Change the title of this video real quick. And give him a little bit of time. Coming up. Let's call that coming up. Thank you guys for bearing with us. 5. Highest shorts yet. AMC watch with a data scientist. $420 GME and AMC price. Okay, so switching gears. Thank you guys. I appreciate chillin'. Meatball, where'd you go? Sounds good. Don't rush yourself. I would really rather just have this come out whenever it comes out. This is starting to remind me of when Pixel was really excited about his own research, but if you're too excited, you might be overly bullish, and that's not good. So now we can look at the ticker symbols that you guys care about. So we have ATNF and Naked. Let's do those two first. ATNF. Ooh, 3 out of 4 buy signal right now. On the minute chart. Let's look at the hourly chart. Nope, still. 3 out of 4 soft buy signal, and I'm wondering if there is any swing information. There is. ATNF looks like a buy, as of right now. How much is it? $7? I'm gonna buy some ATNF. Where is ATNF? 180 life sciences. By 824. My 4-digit password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so where did my order go? Alright, I'm an ATNF now. Look at me, Morty. I'm an ATNF. Okay, so we have AMC. Go check it out here. And as a reminder, guys, we are 400 subs away from our goal of 78,420. Nice. So that's our goal for the day. If we can get up there, I'm buying another $500 of GME and AMC. Not done here. We have 2 supers here. We have Food Platoon coming in and saying, good morning, kid. Can you check out FSR? So sure. He wants to buy, but still considering. Food Platoon, you got it. And then Socks Malone says, just bought 25,000 shares of AMC just now. Sweating. Oh. Mom spaghetti. Okay, wait, let's actually take a look at what TradingView thinks about that. But FSR first. That Fisker, right? Nothing is slicker than my Fisker. Vroom vroom. Ooh, Fisker looks like a pretty strong buy on the hourly. Oh no, that was before it ripped. Oh, I'm sorry to say that 12.20 would have been a good entry price, but 14.20 is middling. It's right between these 2 Bollinger Bands here. It still looks like a positive buy, but let's see how long the last 4 for 4 buy signal was. So this buy signal would have brought you in at 16. You could have bought at 18, right? But no, you couldn't have bought at 18 because it spits you out at 18. So that's a $2 rise. So $2 rises seems like a Fisker trend here. Let's try again, right? This 4 out of 4 disjointed buy signal here from 21 would have dropped you off at 25. So at most you have another $2 to earn on top of this swing. That's the tricky part. You never know exactly when to get out. That's Fisker, and then I wanted to check if you bought AMC at the right time. No strong buy signal. No strong buy signal. Not sure yet. Any indicators on Tesla? Let's do Tesla real quick. Buenos dias, James plays guitar and Professor Meatball. Can you take a look at NNDM? Been holding since 9 because he loves making bad decisions. Oh no. Tesla. I bought some yesterday. That was a good idea. Because now it's like 730. I think I've actually broken even with Tesla. So that feels okay. But yeah, I'm about like $7 in Tesla. atobitt says that he has stayed up all night. So that is the crux of it. He'll likely have to join at a later time. He says it'll need a couple of hours because he's been staying up all night at compiling this and I don't want to rush him. Rather not rush this man. I think you're fine, Food Platoon. I mean, 3 shares of Fisker is just like $60. It'll be fine. Tesla. So that's what Tesla. NNDM. NNDM, they say it's on a rip from 671 to 768, so that's just $1. But there's a pretty strong buy signal, the 3 out of 4 buy signal right here. The nano dimension, the last 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 buy signal that we had wasn't for a while. Here, this disjointed 4 out of 4 would have gotten you in a little too late. That's why you don't want those disjointed 4 out of 4s. Also, the NNDM right now is already up and away, and there was a clear buy signal before, but now that seems like old news. GME has taken over its EMA now, but then rejected by its VWAP. It's kind of like you have different babysitters, right? There are people who really, so this is the reason why, so these TTs actually get driven out to 2 different groups as well. So we have the technical traders that care about EMA, and the ones that care about the VWAP. And when you take these two, right, sometimes they have a breaking vote when it comes to the EMA, this blue line. So with this blue line, hold on, I want to make sure that I can actually keep this drawing on here. With this blue line, this is the exponential moving average. Gives us a sense of the macro movements of the stock here. You notice that it has taken essentially every single attempt by GME to break out. There, right? So as of right now, the people who care about VWAP, the techno traders, are actually the ones calling the shots. When the GME pushes over the EMA, that doesn't mean that suddenly the people, oh, sorry, I circled the VWAP, but I meant the EMA here. When it overtakes the EMA, it doesn't mean that the people who care about the VWAP disappear. It means that now they are going to consider, oh, hey, this is the price of, this is what I cared about anyway, and the VWAP wasn't that important until now. So they're going to then use the VWAP as means to reject. When it comes down to it though, let's see if this price action actually gets contained between the VWAP and the EMA, because that can only last for a small amount of time. But the same psychology goes. The people who thought that the price of the stock wasn't worth more than the EMA are also liable to say that the price of the stock is not worth less than the EMA as well. So this allows us to have a very close quarters for GME, which builds up momentum, right? Because the EMA and the VWAP can only be so far apart until they consolidate together. That's the same thing. We're looking at basically the exact same pattern on AMC, except that right now the stock price is traveling outside of these two ranges. So if AMC jumps into the EMA and actually overtakes it, then that's a different story. But so far, AMC is being rejected by its own VWAP instead of its EMA. Otherwise, it would have reached its EMA earlier on, just like how GameStop did. Oh, naked. Mm-hmm. So this is a 4 for 4 event right here. Buy signal at around 70 cents would have brought you up to 85. And it wouldn't have a signal to kick you out. So this stock is not great for scalp. Here, this buy signal was false, would have brought you up to, where would it have brought you up? Like from 57 to 57 cents, and then it would have dropped you back down. And yet another 4 for 4 buy signal, if you had trust issues, you would have jumped in at 49 cents, come out at 56. Weak sell signal right now. Naked seems like it wants to continue the trend, but as of right now, you see the amount of squeeze, this histogram right here for the squeeze indicator, we are already building up too much positive momentum that is ultimately going to break downward. So as of right now, this doesn't play well. Oh man, oh my arm. Dimitri Wolf, I'm looking for, and I need to, hopefully this doesn't break my screen. Oh good. So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for, it's so simple and Ape could read it, right? I'm looking for this green line right here, right? For the point, it's a pivot point for where the squeeze histogram starts to decrease. We're looking for this swing dot here, which is a indication that we're likely going to start seeing momentum build upward for bullishness. We're looking for the price action if it's contained inside these two blue and green bands for being oversold. And then finally, we're looking for this little B action here. So that's a 4 for 4 right there. I kind of need two different writing tools. Todd Barnett says, how do you add the resistance lines on WeBull desktop graph? Go to drawings. Then go to this line and then press horizontal line. And then you can add. You can even match them to my resistances here. Tuning into the show. NNDM, I think we just did. So we'll come back, especially on WeBull, so we'll come back in a second. Okay, and then more about the moving average, moving averages. We have the MACD. So the MACD, moving average convergence divergence on GME is showing bullish signs. Hello, fellow apes. Obligatory, this is not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. They wanted to share some data around the MACD in relation to GME for anyone that's unfamiliar with the MACD. It's a TA indicator that can be used to find good times to buy and sell a stock. Here's a brief summary from Investopedia. Moving average convergence divergence, hold on. Just missed one of your supers. Let's see. Ah, thanks for the explanation. No problem, Dimitri. I like how I like the super starts with ah. Cal, I did hit up his DD already. That's his synopsis right there. This is one of the articles on his synopsis here. Can I close this? Close. Oh, it closes the entire DD. Great. The moving average convergence divergence is a trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving averages of a security's price. The 26 period exponential moving average from the 12 period exponential moving average, right? The result is a calculation of the MACD line. A 9-day EMA of the MACD is called the signal line, and then is plotted on top of the MACD line, which can function as a trigger for buy and sell signals. Traders may buy the security when the MACD crosses over the signal line and sell when the security when the MACD crosses below the signal line. Moving average convergence divergence indicators can be interpreted in several ways, but the more common methods are crossovers, divergences, and rapid rises and falls. This gives us a sense of where the stock is heading towards. Oh, excuse me. Let me drink this water. So we are going to have atobitt on soon, but this time whenever he comes on, I'm going to make sure that he actually is able to come on. So what we're likely going to do is come back maybe in the afternoon. because you guys care about the markets being open, so maybe we'll come back after then. Jason Ocampo, Andrew, I can keep my husky. W in the chat. Jason Ocampo didn't know if he could keep his dog the last time, and now he can. That's amazing. Yes. Okay, so what were we looking at here? So rejected twice from a downtrend, but the theory that this is being supported in between these two, the EMA and the VWAP now, is being supported. So you see this prediction here? Boom. Pretty cool. Trending right between the EMA and the VWAP here. Likely then this is going to start breaking upward, because it's going to start building up this positive momentum. AMC, on the other hand, has transitioned in a bad way. Transitioned from getting rejected by its VWAP to getting rejected by its EMA. That's a sad sight to see. Yamil Diaz, can you look up Sundial? She is killing me. And she's killing you. Look how closely this line follows the AMC line. This is a little suspicious. Can I do crossovers here? Compare? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I'm gonna do AMC. Actually, now this is gross. AMC here. And let's compare that with Sundial. Where's that price action? Price action is all over here. Where did that change? But the price action is super similar. Oh, is this it? Sundial. Yep, that's Sundial's price action right there. So it's trending basically in parallel with AMC. Yeah, that's spooky. Short attack is strong today. So Sundial having some trouble here. FFNTF, sure. Good morning, Apes. It's Jim Dando. Can you take a look at Mark, please? Sure. Mary 420. I need these drawings to disappear. Ooh. Mark, has a 3 out of 4 buy signal here and a 4 out of 4 buy signal here. About $2, it would have brought you up to 207, so that's worthless. When's the last good 4 out of 4 buy signal? There hasn't been a good one. The stock seems to have been consolidating sideways for a good amount of time. If you're looking for this, a confirmation of whether this is undervalued, it seems to be. However, there is no strong pivot right now. Hey, oh, Todd Barnett hitting that join button next to the subscribe button. That's making my day. I appreciate that, Todd. Thank you. You are now Special Operations Infantry member of the Moon Platoon. We covered before that, hold on. Is that the EMA? Okay, there we go. So we're looking at my prediction here. I'm like muddying it up, but it's tracking, it's trending here. This red line upward. Just as a reminder of what I said. Wait for this to go up here. So on to the juicy part. MACD has been a pretty good indicator showing the rise and fall of GME all the way back in January. You can see whenever the two signal lines intersect, we see upward and downward trend of the stock. As you can see, so right here, this is MACD for the January squeeze. The beginning of January, the two signal lines intersected, which then caused the gradual increase of the stock price to 300 and 400 range. Ended up before intersecting again at the beginning of February. So I think I'm going to use this for my technical analysis, like a summary video that I want to start doing for AMC and GME. Like if that becomes my like claim to fame, I think that's a little bit better. Is that I would like people to come in and be like, whoa, I wonder what's happening with AMC and GME, and then I'll do maybe one relevant article, but mostly I'm going to do all of my own technical analysis. Oh, YOLO with Domo happening at 4:20 today. Heck yeah. Twitcher offered 1,000 to Lydia. Post got removed. Person himself confirmed it was fake. Wow. Team for the man with the plan. Gary had named his initial team. Here's the SEC big team here. First day without DFV tweets. That's why he was tweeting so much. Because he knew it was going to be over. Wow. Six out of 7 biggest American banks made a statement in the last week. They're watching. Yeah, so as the threat stipulates, they are watching us. Can't stop, won't stop. New board of directors. So I wonder if I should actually cover this DD here. So you're missing this oomph. Where's the oomph, Renzel? GMEfloor.com. The tiered exit. 15 at 10, 10 at 15, 20 at 20, etc., etc. Another exit strategy is to value investor. This is what DFV did. It's an opportunity with the company investing in a bunch of numbers of stocks. And that would be the mixer. So these are all the different kinds of exit strategies. I think I could cover this. Although I think this is where people got mad at Renzel. Maybe this is where he said 10 million. I've seen a lot of people talk about 100 million as a short thing. I'm sorry, I know you all like this, but I want everyone to be grounded on this. So he didn't even say that it's not going to be 100 million. He's not giving any concrete numbers. Oh, here. Oh, okay. He did actually say it. I personally don't think 10 million is something that can happen. Ah, ha. Got him. Cancelled. Just kidding, guys. Come on, this is absolutely not anything to be worried about. He's saying he's trying to put numbers because people are tired of him like not putting numbers on things. Like, give him some space. So we have, and I could have called it GME tracking upward because of this bullish signal. Should have also been the time to consider AMC moving upward too, because they run in tandem. So you heard it here. We had a bullish signal from GME. We got Todd Barnett clicking that join button, and Movie Mong 80 joining the Moon Platoon. Welcome to the officer rank of the Moon Platoon. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining Meatball to Valhalla. So this MACD has, at least on AMC and GME side, started crossing over the signal line all the way back here. So there and there. If you bought right where they crossed over, you would have gotten in right at the nick of time. For AMC, you would have gotten in like right here. And you would have been disappointed to see like, oh no, I was wrong. And you might have actually started panicking because you noticed that this slope started to push in on the signal line. But oftentimes we do see this like edging action where a reversal seems imminent, but then it just scrapes along the side of this signal line here. Right now, both of these have the potential energy to try and break free. GameStop has already broken free. Look at that, perfect prediction. Almost the exact same place. Right there. Oh, that's nice. So here, AMC is finally mimicking a GME's movement in that it has been rejected by its VWAP, and now it's trending between its VWAP and its EMA. So this is something that experienced investors might be able to see, is that if a stock trends down too quickly, and hedge funds probably know this as well, then its EMA is going to dip lower. However, its VWAP is the sign of true price. So if this was manipulated, you can see that this bubble starts to form. Actually, this is pretty good theory. This is pretty good economic theory. Is that this bubble would only form if volume was not driving the price. EMA doesn't care about volume. All it cares about is the price action. So the EMA it trends downward, but the VWAP stays above. So therefore, there becomes a... I could do a whole course on this. Oh man. This is a really cool revelation. I feel like we just explored some economic principles here. Welcome to class, guys. We're going to learn what I just said in just a second. Real Mr. Miggs, we are apes. We don't see a price. We see dips. Hodl. This is why hedge funds are confused. This is bigger than money. Oh, 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 oh. Aw, Mr. G. Bizzler misses ads. Oh no, my friend. Okay, so what I'm going to explain is exactly what I just talked about here. Let's think about how to make this video sensational. Sensational. The Stonko tracker would be able to tell us how many shares are available to borrow, about 200,000. So let's take 200,000. How much does GME have now? Still 0. So it's 0 available in the morning too. 200,000 shares. So I'm gonna take a look at this. AMC data dive. 200,000 shares available to borrow. 3 million ETF shares available. So AMC officially has way more because it isn't getting attacked nearly as much. There's plenty of shares available, which is the thing about like how GME requires more synthetic shares to be able to keep the price down. 12,000 calls expiring in the money this week. We need to follow this number to basically track how the calls are being exercised. 869, nice. And then 57.9% short. That's pretty substantial anyway. Okay, so that's the AMC update right there. Now let's take a look at making this video about how to learn the bubble of death. Let's not call it death. Let's call it the bubbles, the cheater's bubble. The cheater's ladle. I'm just gonna name it here. Okay, I don't want this to be too confusing. So I think that's good. There we go. And you can see the mouse. Perfect. Moon Platoon, you probably noticed some intense price action this morning. I'm here to explain it, and with a little kicker, after this technical analysis done by yours truly and Professor Meatball, I'm just the apprentice here, my name is Andrew. We are also going to look at an article talking about the MACD and how it does look quite bullish for GME. This is important because it allows you to learn a little bit more about what we care about in terms of the technical analysis world and what we are paying attention to, especially since it is showing bullish signals very similar to its January squeeze counterpart. So that is for the end of the video as a treat, but for now, strap in, watch to the end, make sure to slam that like, and let's try to get 900 likes on this video before the day is out. Right here, we are looking at this downward trend. But why did this happen? I'm going to explain the cheater's ladle. This is just a completely made up analogy that I just mentioned, but it shows when we have manipulated price action. This gives us a sense of what we are looking at here. Let's take a look at the cheater's ladle. So this is the space between the VWAP and the exponential moving average, something that you can see for both the AMC on the left and GME on the right. The first thing that you'll notice here is that the exponential moving average trends downward with the price, right? It's basically linear relationship because it has to smooth out the price action and it doesn't care if volume is driving the price action. If this is over your head, all I can say is when there are normal movements of people buying and selling the stock, then the VWAP should trend normally according to that volume. However, if there's manipulation off the screen and we cannot see as much of the volume here, right? We have AMC with about 8 million in volume, and we have GameStop with less than 2 million in volume, and yet this much price action. You'll notice that with these little yellow dots that I have drawn here, we have the VWAP trending above the EMA here. So we see a actual paper-handed event right here. When the price action moves down, the VWAP does as well. But when it recovers, the VWAP starts to trend above the EMA. So that creates this space right here. Let's look right here. What color shall I use? I'll use red, that I'm going to call the cheater's ladle. This is a space where the stock can bounce, because we're going to talk about the 4 groups of people that the stock is affecting. These are 4 different kinds of traders. We have bulls here, we have bears, we have technical traders, and they care about different technical metrics here. So the EMA, the exponential moving average, is this blue line that we have been following, and the VWAP is this orange line that we're following, the volumetric weighted average price. Both give a insight into what the true price of the stock should truly be. And one of the thoughts that you should first have is, well, some technical traders, no matter what, you can't control them, are going to take the EMA as truth, right? It's a 200-day rolling average for the moving average price. And this gives a better sense of what we can see in the finer details of the price action, but it doesn't care about volume. And for the VWAP here, it mainly cares about volumetric weighted average price. So when there is more volume per minute, we are going to see the VWAP get affected more strongly, like when we saw the VWAP get affected here. But when there is no volume driving downward pressure, just paper hands or manipulation or getting scared, then we start to see this ladle up here, the cheater's ladle right here. You'll notice that for each of the times that GME got rejected by this blue line, which I highlighted here, this exponential moving average is rejecting the GME price action here, right? And here, and here, and here. But after this very consistent price action, basically having a Tupperware lid over GME's price, it breaks free of this blue line and then starts trending here, getting rejected at this orange line, the volumetric weighted average price. So now is where the dynamic gets interesting, because I'm highlighting this line here. We have this ladle once again, the same ladle as we see over on AMC. Now, we don't have time to get into why these two stocks trend so similarly. For now, just understand ETFs and manipulation, the same demographic of institutions and retail investors. However, when we have this this hard barrier here, then we are now looking at this line becoming a new support. Why is that? Because the people who care about EMA don't just disappear when the EMA gets crossed. They still care about the EMA as a signal of true price. That's why it now serves as support. Whenever the price dips below that blue line, suddenly the people who care about the EMA say, well, my vote is that the line is the floor. And those same people were the ones voting that the EMA was the ceiling. That's why resistance and support works. But these act as dynamic resistance and supports here. So the technical traders that care about exponential moving average now have the price of the stocks, the EMA, serve as a floor. And the people who care about the VWAP now have the VWAP serve as the ceiling. It'll bounce between this ladle and start to collect this positive bullish energy upward, and GME then accordingly, as to my prediction, started trending out of it. We are going to continue covering different ways to manipulate this price here and moving around here. Andrew, the blue line is a moving average, not exponential moving average. I misspoke. The blue line is the moving average. I'm gonna have to restart this. Oh, good. Just go back. Erase this E. And there we go. Thank you, Matt. So the blue line is actually the 15-day moving average. So that was a misspeak on my part. The 200-day moving average is a sign of macro momentum here. So this gives a better understanding of where the price is moving in a 200-day scale, right? So as of right now, if the price started to push around the EMA, we've seen that before, then that EMA line would start to become, the people who care about the EMA are currently sleeping, because the EMA is far above the price action for both of these stocks right now. So this is currently the duking out between people who care about the moving average and the 15-day moving average and the VWAP. Let me erase this real quick. The circles already being there was not very helpful. Borrow fee is 20%. Let's look at AMC. 21%. Yes, I need to add percentages to my data dives. This is where AMC is right now. Expand this so that it fits again, and it never is gonna fit ever again. It's fantastic. Wait. Oh, no, I'm just gonna have to draw a new line. Okay, let's refresh. Jordan Abina, I am trying out more opportunities to like provide really solid full days of streaming, but then one, not burn out, because I have plenty of like full-time job work to do as well, but also have an opportunity to like give you guys an opportunity to vote, right? Some of you have said that you want to see me every single day, but if I started streaming like, I don't know when would be a good time, right? Daily streams are possible, but they just require a lot of bandwidth. Then I'm not sure if everybody wants to see me every single day. That's the question. Okay, let's go back to explaining that concept again. The cheater's ladle right here. I'm gonna draw this in blue. There, cute. Yeah, Joey, I'll do a quick recap. Oh, okay. Ah, my arm. Ooh. Oh, what a cloudy day in the Bay. All right, make sure you guys stretch because you guys gotta keep that blood pumping. Could be going to war at any time. You know, you're never sure. Moon Platoon, my name is Andrew. I'm just an assistant to Professor Meatball, a data scientist, a Corgi graduate from the University of Cornell, and I'm here to give you guys the data dive deep technical analysis that you guys are looking for today, Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. So we have the price action of GME and AMC. We are not only going to cover a little bit about the psychology of what happened earlier today and what this major dip is doing here, staining our crayons with red today, but we're also going to cover the data that you need to learn, as well as a quick MACD overview of how bullishly we are traveling towards perhaps a second squeeze. So it's looking a lot like January, so that's why I want to be able to at the very least give you guys both the GME and the AMC data for the day so far. We have around 4,000 calls expiring in the money this weekend, right? This is going to be a number that we're going to be tracking on, and it's going to be even more exciting for April 30th. So keep note of that. This is down from yesterday. I do keep a daily Twitter now of the price action. So from yesterday, we had GME deep dive, 7,000 calls expiring in the money. So we had 7,000 calls expiring in the money yesterday, and this morning we had 6,000 calls expiring in the money. So it's we are looking at price decreases, which causes certain strike prices to be excluded. But at the same time, we're also taking a look at the calls that are getting perhaps exercised in the money before they expire. So that's why this number can decrease as well. We are looking at the number of total shares available to borrow. So this is the psychology behind why GME could be starting to shift. There's the ethos of GME switching over to the like the reason why they have more synthetic shares is because there's oftentimes not enough shares to be able to push the price action down. And that's why we're going to be able to cover today the logic of what happened earlier. What I'm going to explain to you now that if you guys did want to check out more of the data, do check out the Twitter updates that we do on a daily basis on Andrew Mo Money. That's where I am on every single social media channel. And now we're going to talk about something that I'm going to poetically call this cheater's ladle here. You can see it here in AMC, and you can see it here in GME as well. It's a gap between the volumetric weighted average price and the moving average here. So why is this important? Well, it's because we have different members of the trading universe, right? This is the extended trading universe, the Marvel's extended trading universe, and we have normally people who are excited to buy. They usually take any indication to buy as positive, and so those are going to be the bulls, the ones that have the long positions in the stock. We also have bears, right? People who are a little more skeptical, and they will be skittishly moving away from buying, and a lot more proposed to sell if the time going gets hard. But then we have these technical traders, which can composite the bulls and bears as well, that care about different indicators. Here we have the moving average right here as perhaps an indicator that they care about, or we have the volumetric weighted average price. And we can see all of these lines and more right here in this chart for AMC. So we have the VWAP right here to this orange line, and we have the moving average right here to this blue line. And what is this purple line? This is the 200-day exponential moving average, right? Gives us a macro view of the momentum. But for now, all you need to understand is that we have two different indicators that could act as a sign of true price potential, right? We have these stocks that they trend up and down their prices, but we want to be able to predict them. And we want to be able to predict how much overvalue or undervalue potential does a stock have. So this is the question that people are constantly asking. Is the price of the stock worth more than blank? And when we take a look at AMC's moving average, let me continue to highlight that in blue. It moves downward here. And if you guys are seeing a pattern all the way to here, the price stays underneath this moving average. So every single time when the collective group of people, the bears, bulls, bears, technical traders, and then the apes, the people who buy in on the stock and hold, perhaps that's you, these people are all looking at the stock, and at pivot points like this one, they're going to ask the question, hey, is AMC worth more than this specific price? And the people that care about this blue line here say no, because this is the price that AMC should be in. So when they get too close to this price, they sell. So these technical traders are looking at the EMA to see whether or not this is a price worthwhile, and 3 times they are going to reject. Right, so we have the EMA rejecting the price 3 times. Now, let me highlight the VWAP here. That VWAP comes around, and when the price action actually pushes above the moving average, we have the VWAP tag teaming in. It's like a relay race, and rejecting the price there. So from there, we can look at the space in between these two metrics as a sign of manipulation. The VWAP only cares about volume, right? It cares about how much price action moves based on the proportion to the amount of volume, because at the end of the day, technically volume and price should affect the price of the stock, right? That volume of how much selling and buying action there is. However, as the VWAP starts to fall in the very beginning, right, to a paper-handed event, a lot of volume in a very short amount of time, as people panic sell, then it tapers off, and we start to see that much of the price action that drives the stock afterward is not based on volume. Right? It's based on whatever the simple moving average continues to follow. It is going to, at the end of the day, follow pretty much the price despite what the volume action is. We can see this in parallel over on GME as well. So if you guys were waiting patiently, we have GME trending down this path and then hitting every step of the way. 1, 2, 3. It's hard to tell exactly how many times GME tried to hit this moving average line, but ultimately it does break through right here and immediately afterwards gets caught by the VWAP here. This allows the stock to oscillate between two very tightly compacted support and resistance lines, especially since here you can see that the price action of the stock actually bounced exactly as so. So this squeeze of momentum basically predicts a pennant right away. You can basically expect a pennant directly from a downtrend here, which is how Elliott waves form. You can notice that we are looking at this trend here coming down, and this is a multi-part correction, which normally isn't sustainable. However, now you understand that as these moving averages and the volumetric weighted average price and other indicators move downward, they act as a lid for the price action downward, and we can see it actually act as a booster if the price action was upward. Imagine that this was either the MACD, either the volumetric weighted average price or the moving average, and then the true price action trends above it, and every time it wants to dip below, the people who care about technical analysis, looking at the moving average or the VWAP, they're going to say, well, the price of the stock isn't worth less. So that's why every single time you might see this zigzag formation coming off of a higher and higher level of support, because the people trading right now are tossing their vote for the amount of other indicators that perhaps if you weren't trading on a technical tool like WeBull, you would not be able to see. So I'm going to now run through a quick article on MACD, but now that you have a better understanding of these financial concepts with the help of our friends GameStop and AMC, I think it's time for you to drop a quick like to defeat that YouTube algorithm. Help us get over to 78,420. That is the subscriber goal for the day. And let us open up that MACD article so that we can show it off. The MACD on GME is showing bullish signs. So we have the MACD right here, right next to my head on GME. So let's take a look at what kind of bullish signs we can see. Obligatory, this is not financial advice, and make sure to give an upvote to user names Hassan. Okay. Hello, my fellow apes. Obligatory, this is not financial advice. They wanted to share some data around the MACD in relationship to GME. If you guys don't know what it is, here's a really quick understanding of MACD. Moving average convergence divergence, which is what it stands for, is a trend following momentum indicator that shows a relationship between two moving averages of a security's price. The MACD calculates the 26-period exponential moving average, the EMA, from the 12-period EMA. So this purple line here is a 200-day EMA. We can even change this in WeBull by going up to the indicators, which is the first tab, and then moving all the way to the right to edit indicators. And then from here, you can change your EMA. Right now I have it at 200, right? But you can change it to 26, which is the line that it's subtracted from, right? So that makes the 200-day was a lot smoother, you can see, and the purple line now follows the blue line a lot closer. And from here, you can even change this to move this EMA to the 9-day EMA, which is also known as a signal line. So if you change this to the 9-day EMA, suddenly this purple line looks a lot more familiar. It's this blue line. It's the exact same as this blue line down here. Let me let you see. This blue line down here, which is the exponential moving average 9-day, that's the same line as this purple line now, which is also known as a signal line. So let's bring this back and continue onward. Move this back to 200-day. Did that not work? EMA 200. There we go. So the MACD here has been a pretty good indicator showing the rise and fall of GME. So whenever the MACD line, which is the 26-day minus the 9-day, crosses over that 9-day, it's a pretty common signal to be able to buy, and when it crosses under, it is time to sell. That's for day traders mostly, but on a macro scale, you can also use it for long-term investments. Here, you can see that we have a pivot point here and a pivot point here. So you expect that if I draw a straight line all the way up here, that would have been the best place to buy right here. And that's very close to the truth, right? You're normally looking to find a place that is roughly and expecting the MACD to start crossing over the signal line. So if you bought right here, that would have been a pretty good place to buy. But then this MACD line crossed over, and then you would have been starting from about 157 and gains of 159. That's not a lot of gains. That's why right now we're looking at the minute chart. It's a lot more for scalping purposes. But it is a fairly close approximation of when bullish momentum becomes bearish momentum. So there you go. Let's take a look at why GME's MACD line looks very bearish. It looks very bullish. The juicy part, MACD has been a pretty good indicator showing the rise and fall of GME all the way back in January. You can see whenever the two signal lines intersect, we see upward and downward trend of the stock. Let's take a look here. As you can see, the beginning of January, the two signal lines intersected, which then caused the gradual increase of the stock price to 300-400 range, and ended up at before the intersecting again at the beginning of February, where it began to decline to the 40s. So this is the positive indicator that you would have to learn how to read. If you guys have seen how much I love cheat code, it gives you a lot easier chart to read than the one that you're looking at right here. So we have a very similar histogram, but we call it the squeeze indicator instead of the MACD. Very similar, but when we expect there to be a pivot, there's a little green symbol right here that allows you to see it a little closer, right? So you can see it here. That gives you a better way to be able to read the chart other than basically eyeballing when the MACD is going to cross over. So if you guys want to check that out, it is in the description. It's not free, but it is in the description for you if you want to go check out cheat code Algo. Now that we have seen the similarities for January, let's take a look at February as well. So that's February, where the signal line crosses right here, about February 25th. As we had our second build up to the 300, the lines crossed again with the stock moving upwards, only to come back down around the third week of March, where the lines intersected once again, causing the downward push of the stock price. Now it says causing, but it is related to, right? Correlation is not causation. Okay, so now you've thrown some images with some colors and some lines, but what does that mean for the near future? Well, Ape, this means good things. Here's the current situation of the MACD for the month. So we're looking at that moving average convergence divergence line slowly creep up to the signal line right here. It's tapering off in terms of the slope. As you can see, the two signal lines are converging once again. We've had downward pressure of the price since the end of March, and once the blue lines overlap, we should see a push upwards, and from how close those lines look, it could be soon. In reference to the MACD, this is what they called a reversal. They want to preface this by saying that the downsides to the MACD as an indicator is that although it shows bullish signs, sometimes it draws false positives as explained here on Investopedia. It also can kick you out of your position prematurely, or at the very least give you a false sense of this line, for example, right, trending upward here. And then if you were to try and get out now, you would have started to falter right around here. So if you try to get out here, but then it's time to buy again, you would start. This MACD line is a poor substitution for any other indicator that would give you a better sense and cut through the volatility. This volatility here is what's driving GME and AMC's price action here. There. On Investopedia, once again, one of the main problems with the divergence is that it often signals a possible reversal, but then no actual reversal actually happens. It produces a false positive, and we can simulate that here. You can look at a line like this, which is a signal line, and a orange line. I don't have orange, so we're going to have yellow here that looks like it's about to cross over, and when it almost does, it's just going to trend underneath and perhaps get rejected by it, right? So this is something that happens often. You just don't know. Too long didn't read. MACD for GME is converging on the daily chart, which is in the past has been a bullish sign, which has pushed the stock price upwards. Both in January and February, when we had the squeezes, the MACD crossed over and has upwards momentum of the stock for several days. So in this sense, we are in great shape, right? We have bears, bulls, technical traders that have just taught you a little bit more about the moving average and VWAP, but we are the apes, and that's the most important piece. Thank you guys for joining us on that journey through technical analysis. We we try to do bell to bell, right? So if you guys haven't come on a live stream to ask your question live, you should. Thank to those of you who make this show possible by pressing that join button or heading over to Patreon. We'll see you in the money. Okay. Okie dokie. What is everyone talking about? Primus. Luis Navarro, I think I answered your question about Chico Algo, is that I like it. Makes it simple for simple apes. I like any semi-experienced investor is going to remember being a novice investor, right? We remember the pain of having to deal with investing as a novice. Do a little erasing, there we go. So it sounds like right now atobitt is having his meeting for his job, and we're just gonna have to wait until he's done with that. If it doesn't come out today, that's okay. Do you feel like you want to come back around power hour? Or even tomorrow? Let's make sure we respect what he wants. But yeah, let me change this thumbnail here. atobitt says he's good for power hour, so it's gonna come out today. Can we live stream outside Citadel offices? Hector with the coffee in the morning. How's it going? Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Not happening. I think you killed my sneeze. During the last 30 minutes of trading. I have a minute meeting in 23 minutes. Let me click now though. I had to make sure I wasn't tripping over my argument. Okay, atobitt says probably good. I'll be good for power hour probably way before then. ETA then. I can keep going or schedule a new live stream. So Simon Inho Gaming is like, how old are you, Andrew? It's time to do the how old is Andrew guessing game. Hi, Andrew. Oh, he's asked multiple times. So it's time to guess in the description below, and we'll see how many of you have actually read the, oh God. How many of you have read the, where does my epic pen go? Oh, there it is. The description. So Andrew, how old are you? We have, how old are you, Andrew? We have, Andrew, how old are you? These are all different messages. And then finally, Andrew, what is your age? I think that's my favorite one. Oh, wait. This man wants to know how old this Andrew is here. Andrew, how old are you? Andrew, what is your age? Hello, Andrew. Now that we are putting this man on blast, go ahead and give him some support for his YouTube channel. You can ask questions. Ask nicely, don't spam. 3 months old. Okay, we have some 26s. We got some 24 tendies. Oh yes, the badges. So some of you have different badges now.
Like bigger resolution pictures of what they look like.
Right. The badges are different now. I'm gonna try. Oh, it's on a different computer. Can you airdrop it? So the members might notice that they have new badges, which is very cool. So you can look at the badge yourself if you're a member by trying Meatball coin, I think. No, it doesn't do it yet. Meat coin, that's it. So you can get a larger picture of it by searching Meat coin. Andrew, how many minutes have I been breathing air for? Ooh, that's a good question too. Andrew is ageless and timeless. He is stonk knowledge incarnate and does not know what age means. I see it. Okay, time to look at these badges. So if you guys are a member, you might have seen some cool new badges. Maybe, maybe not. Things are different now. Yep.
I didn't know they were going to...
We'll change it soon, but right now this is what they look like. So if you just joined as a member, this is the Meatball coin right there. And if you have joined for longer than a month, you're gonna have the silver Meatball coin. And then if you join for longer than 2 months or 3 months, can't remember, but you get the gold Meatball coin. And then there's other tiers as well. Whoa! Whoa!
That one's white, that one's fifth, and platinum is supposed to be the
We have
last
platinum
one.
too. Very cool. Okay, well, I am 26. It is in the description of the video. I actually forgot. I couldn't answer this question very confidently when I was like talking to a doctor or someone. Who was I talking to? I was talking to like, I was on Santa Cruz Boardwalk and they were like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 26. Couldn't remember. I had to think about the description of my video. Oh man. Used to think that was young, but now I just think I'm old. Well, anyway, Sonar Gaming, I hope that answers your question. 4 different ways of asking Andrew, how old are you? Andrew, how old are you? What is your age? How old are you, Andrew? Stevie B is my age. Hey, what's up? What do I have to say about the Renzo situation? I, once again, don't think he's being bearish about... How can you guys turn on him so quickly is my question, right? Like, all he said is that 10 million is not in his realm of reality. That's okay. He's been doing the DD. He probably knows a little bit more than the average person. So, like, he's been telling you to sell on the way down. So sell on the way down. That shouldn't be a big dramatic moment. This is just another opportunity for apes to fight apes. Let's see. We haven't looked at the options chain today yet, so let's take a look. Actually, andrewmobusiness@gmail.com.
more?
My baritone or tenor? I probably speak as a baritone, but I like to sing tenor. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tasty dip right now. So this is starting to become a tasty dip. GameStop is down 5% after a pretty uneventful day. I think so. GameStop was down like up like 0.5 percentage point, and unfortunately that's it. Hold on. So it looks like atobitt's gonna be available at 1:30 to 2:30. Okay. Any chance it can be 1 p.m. CDT? We have buffer to talk. John Armbuster, hey, thanks for supporting Renzel. He's getting pooped on today. Very undeserving of such comments this morning. Yeah, well, if I saw something worthy of getting pooped on, I would poop on him myself. I haven't seen anything worthy of being pooped on yet. Here's what he said, if you guys are out of the loop. Again, he doesn't question the DD at all, but he does think that people should take a hard look at the risk-reward system and the reasonable numbers. I personally don't think that 10 million is something that can happen. But again, I could be 100% wrong. The next sentence he says is he could be 100% wrong. I know that like doesn't take back what he says, but at the same time, he's not strongly saying that 10 million is the floor, is the ceiling here. Yeah, exactly. If you guys push him too much, you're not going to be able to get the morning news. How many likes do I need before I sing? I need 10,000 likes on this video. Then I'll sing. Little Andrew Calhoun doesn't sing. KM says, but then anytime something happens with that person that they don't like, it suddenly shatters the perfect image. Yes, that's true. And don't poop on people just generally. How long will I keep Sonoha Gaming free advertisement for his channel? I wonder if we answered his question. You take a peeky weeky at Clove? Heck yeah. So in a second, I'm gonna take another like 10-second astronaut break, but just a second. Richard Hall says, are the drops this week hedge funds liquidating positions to cover positions like shorts coming up? Are the drops this week hedge funds liquidating positions? That could be. However, we've been trying to say that for a while, and that's not been the case so far. In fact, if Stonko indicator is anything, oh look, we have 150,000 now, but this number keeps hitting a zero really fast. Just look at the difference between GME and AMC. There's 200,000 available all day. It's like, come on, fresh pies. Like, just come get your pie. It's fresh. It's 200,000 available. Hasn't moved. It's been like stinking up the place. 21% borrow rate, right? If you borrow a share, you're expected to pay 21.2%. GME, on the other hand, 1%. And it was at 0 for half the day. It's kind of like pies are here. Pies are here. They're amazingly fresh. They're literally off the counter, and 1% borrow it. It's just. We have heard stories that this is because of long whales wanting this to happen, but I am skeptical. Pretty darn skeptical right now. Whoa, 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 this coffee's pretty good. Citadel's late night Google searches. That's pretty fun. Brief overview of recent filings from the DTC, NSCC, OCC for people who don't know anything about security legislation. Oh, this is like everything. That's very helpful. Oh, this is very helpful. Well, we're going to cover this in just a second. 6 out of 7 top listed US banks have major announcements. A compilation of data. Oh, baby. So there's definitely news, but doesn't seem like it's negative. ECB finds top Eurozone banks underreport risk. They underreport risk? No way. Remember, hedge funds are watching us. Fair enough. Okay, so let me take a look. Actually, I need to sign up. I'm not a robot. Save this password. There we go. Okay. $1 million of deep in the money. Another $2 million of deep in the money calls. A lot of deep in the money calls as of the 19th yesterday. So while we pour over those. Oh, time to take a shot. Oh, actually, it is 1,000. Well, we'll see you at 2,000. And use this other coffee cup. Why do I only have gross equipment to drink with? Cheers. I'm gonna use a little astronaut's room after this, but 2,000 likes is the next goal. And hopefully, I'm not sure, because this video already has 1,000 likes, so I'm not sure if I should continue going or I should just start a new one, because atobitt is not showing up until 11 a.m. PST. So he says that's cool. I'm just gonna make sure it's like, okay, just making sure that you have enough bandwidth to do today. Again, we can always do tomorrow. I'll schedule the 11 a.m. Live stream around 9 a.m. I think, around 9 a.m. Sound good? Oh, hey. Trey just texted me. One sec. Wonder what's about. Where's my phone? My girlfriend took my phone. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna, 1, find my phone. 2, use the little astronaut's room. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Here, Seb. Hold on, I missed a couple of supers. I missed Richard Hull's Are the Drops this week. We covered that already. Seb says Renzo just wants to ensure people don't get burned on this with unrealistic expectations. So true. You're gonna call him like a con man if he is saying 10 million is possible and this it doesn't happen, right? So let's see. Bijou, Texera, read all DD, counter DD, everything, guys. Andrew, is there any chance this can't happen without highly illegal going down? No. Only highly illegal activity is going to be able to stop this, which it is currently the case. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my phone. We saw the GME. Hold on. Who is talking right now?
La solución.
Okay, the Green New Deal. I don't think that's very finance related. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave you with the options chain. Take a look at the options chain. It's very interesting. Be back about 30 seconds. Okay. You guys didn't miss me. On the Meatball Chair Show today. Yes, it's Chair. Why is everyone saying 420? I think that's gonna have to go on. We have fun, guys. Why is everyone saying 420? This is just gonna be the meme corner up there. It's gonna have a bunch of memes. It's gonna be Andrew, what is your age? And a bunch of why is everyone saying 420? When is atobitt coming on? He's gonna come on at 11, so 11 a.m. PST, which means that I am likely gonna finish up here and then have him back on for Power Hour. Marty Doc says this downtrend is what they planned when they left the light on in Citadel. Uh-oh. With our special guest, Plushy Porg. Come on, bud. Yeah, one more. One more here. Okay. Hey, Andrew, is 100,000 more than a million? Oh, more likely than a million. Yes, it is statistically more likely than a million. Andrew is in mood today. Yes, Jill. Yes, Jarilla. Night Sing, why is Jamie in the red today? Well, we did this cheater's ladle earlier that explained that the difference between the moving average, the true price, and the volumetric weighted average price is the absence of volume. So we're likely going to see a correction here. We've been waiting for GME to come back over 155. So right now is a really nice place to buy the dip. Let's see if Mr. TradingView cheat code Algo agrees. Not yet, it doesn't agree. Let's look at 5 minutes. When did this get so messy? Oh, it still has sundial in there. Well, get out of here. There we go. Now I can actually see it. So there's one buy signal here, but no here that's the one we were waiting for. So we're waiting for GME to be able to actually show us a reversal point. Leroy Jenkins. Justin Rader, we need 10,000 likes. Truly don't care with my phone number. Huh? Okay. I'm not gonna call you because I haven't vetted you. I have to make sure that the people that come on the show are vetted first. But I might call you after the show. How about this? If any of my mods want to call him first, then vet him. Let me know. I trust my mods. Vlad Hernandez is really explaining why is everyone saying 420. Trey Rod, I'm not saying that 155 is a good entry. I'm saying that there should be a pivot here, but you notice that it's 5% down, right? Look at the Bollinger Clouds here. Look how deep we are inside them. We were originally trending above the clouds, and now we are almost pushing all the way below them. On the 5-minute chart. Let's say the hourly chart is even worse, probably. Whenever you want. Okay, so on the hourly chart, it hasn't pushed into the Bollinger Clouds quite yet. So in the long term, not quite yet. Aw, Mike Mars, I'm up 220% these past few months. Thanks to your tutelage, you demand. Mike Mars, you should know that you brought yourself up this way yourself. That was all you. I'm gonna put this here. Where is atobitt? Atobitt's not coming on until 11 a.m. Last Sunday of the month. So someone is asking, when do I do patron only live streams? So I do them the last Sunday of every month, which means if you guys wanted to join on the Gorilla tier and above, you not only get access to my 6-figure investment portfolio, which I'm still working on gathering. So if you guys are already a Gorillionaire or a Space Legend, we'll have that by the end, at least the end of this week. They're in the Discord channels. Discord channels for Go Space Legends and Gorillionaires. Simone Ho is back and asking more questions. And he's just going, Andrew Mo Monkey, which is fine. 10,000 is 10,000, that's true. Are the deep in the money calls showing up? Would you quantify, please? Yes. Oh, what? TYVM, is that the ticker? Or are you talking about GME? Because there are so many deep in the money calls here. So let me quantify. From 165, well actually it's already over. So 140, half a million, that's a full million. That's 1.5 million, so that's 2.5 million. I'm gonna say this is probably another 2.5 million, so that's 5 million. plus another 1.5 million. So that's $6.5 million worth of deep in the money calls just from yesterday alone. That's for GME. There's a rumor that GME will acquire Build-A-Bear and start selling strawberry scented Xboxes. Probably not. Probably not. Scott M, his DD is coming out at 11 a.m. today on this channel. We're likely going to start a new live stream. Turtle says, I have a question, but I don't want to spook people. And you probably... Well, actually, you know what? Ask it. Let's not ripple any waves, though. Okay, GameStop executive team and board of directors updates. So, a lightning quick recap. So, the current executive team and the board of directors at GameStop. Wow, this is nice. Oh, it only has a picture of Ryan Cohen. SVP of Chief Technology Officer, Matt Francis. So this is their resumes as well. CFO, Diana Sadij, Interim CFO, VP of Global Finances, Chief Operating Officer, Jenna Owens, Director of Fulfillment at Amazon. Interesting how none of these people have C-suite experience, right? All of these people have just, like, gotten their best job, but none of them have actual C-suite experience. Here's one. The VP of Fulfillment was a COO. And the board of directors, Ryan Cohen, at Jim Grube, Alan Adel, Larry Chung, Yang Zhu. Oh yeah. Total executives hired by Ryan Cohen, Chewy, Amazon, Zulily, QVZ, and Artiza. Jiminy Jillikers. So that is the total group of people that are now in the board of directors here. Getting exciting. And the C-suite. Oh, simple, effective exit strategies from Investopedia. This is probably something that most people should actually, at the very least, take a look at. Simple, effective exit strategies. Wrong date on chart? Which chart? Did Turtle ask a spooky question? I guess not. You check Coinbase buy signals for me. So where is Coinbase right now? Ooh, 316. Almost time for me to buy. Almost time for Coinbase to be a tasty buy. So those of you who stayed out, good. It IPO'd last week to thunderous applause, and then peaked out like right around 300. I was at 400 earlier, so like at 400 or so, and then it wah wah. Still not enough data from cheat code side to actually give you some strong indicators here. But I would say that what you can see from the squeeze histogram is that we're starting to basically taper off. You see how each of these levels here increase, but now we're starting to see decreases here. So this one increases in amount greater than the next one, and this one is the biggest gap right here, right between the 20th. Hold on, this is two different hours in the 20th here. And now we're starting to taper off, which is better. Pete L, can we get a DFV? Can we please get DFV a crowd nomination for GME CFO? SEC wouldn't like it, but we'd be living the Milky Way for sure. Yes, or we would get in a lot of trouble. And we don't want to be in trouble. Kevin Bates, what are you doing in here? Kevin Bates, answer my Discord so that if you want to come on the show, you have a platform here. But you sneaky Sue, you better not spread any FUD. Pete L says, can we? Oh yeah, we already saw that. Third Eye Brand says, don't buy yet, Andrew. I got puts in play. That's literally the definition of coordinated buying and selling. So I definitely can't listen to your advice here. One of those, you're the star. Oh, yes. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's time to figure out how to access Discord. So I'm going to do that real quick so that you guys can see how to do it. Boom. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Okay, 60 seconds on how to access Discord. So you have the different channels on your left-hand side, and you'll also see patron-only access right here. If you had become a patron on YouTube or on Patreon, you should now have the option to be able to look at these locked channels here, right? So in the Mo Monkey tier, you'll be able to see this, and inside are the 66-day guides, right? So inside this one is this one, and if you're Space Legend tier and above, you have the opportunity to see these special chats, these private live streams, which will have one every last Sunday of the month, and even if you get the membership the day before, you'll still be able to qualify. So there you go. Now I can just send that little clip over to people that ask how to use this, which is great. That's what I like to see. Oh no, my files are too powerful. Oh man. I need to compress them. Kriggs Galder, I'm reading some of your questions right now. Did I see the Renzo drama? I'm about to do a whole video about it. Because Kevin B says, I am not Kevin Bates. Only Kevin Bates would know that he isn't Kevin Bates. Come on. We will just emailed you about Doge. Heck yeah. atobitt is coming on the show at 11 a.m., y'all. We're likely going to be in a different... Huh? Brayden P says, serious question. Should I get my dad to take out his mutual funds? That's definitely a financial advice that I cannot give you. But if you guys are worried about the market crash, we have a video about that coming up today, I'm imagining, or maybe later. Hold on. Where did the Renzel question go? Here we go. Cody Griffith is like, did you see the Renzel drama? I did. Oh man, this is so annoying. Smells like we just microwaved eggs in this house. Okay, time to get rid of all of the questions about how old I am now. Sadly. Nothing good can last forever. Maybe not this one. Shit, kind of want to put them back. Oh, I can get rid of them and put them back. Awesome. Okay. Let's take a look at what we need to learn. Linear. Lady T. Now I give her access to the billionaire. There we go. Okay. Aw, Skylar Siddon saying smash that like and sub button. Weeble posted an article about GME on the MOAS. Very cool, Weeble. That would be very cool, Weeble, if I believed in Weeble. Hold on. Will GameStop or Dogecoin grow more by 2022? Now that's a cool question. Ooh, Doge Day nears and Dogecoin is no longer a joke. What is Doge Day? Is that an actual holiday? For GameStop, it's now about the plan from 19 hours ago. Oh, okay. Mother-in-law short squeezes and her many potential offspring. Oh. I don't think this is WeBull's article. But yeah, this is strong. Or they could just be trying to move on they could just be trying to move into the space here. Okay. So how are we on our, I'm gonna do one check only, the subscribe count. No, we are still 436 away from our goal. We're trying to get to 78,420 today. This is the chance that you guys have to vote. Vote with your subscribe button. I'll take a look at Safe Moon in a sec. Adrian Ferrer says, when is atobitt coming up at 11 a.m.? This is another day of disgusting manipulation, yeah. Wow, Jim Cramer writing an article by Jim Cramer. Do I believe that it's actually by Jim Cramer? Simple and effective trading exit strategies. A lot of exit strategies out there. Yeah, people have been asking about the Doge craziness here. I wanted to do this, but I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just see where this takes us. Professor Meatball, did you see all of the Renzel drama? Wish we hadn't, but oh wait, what is all of these Siminoha Gaming asking me questions here? Let's get rid of these real quick. And now we're ready to start talking here. Hey, my name is Andrew, and you guys probably have heard of the Renzel Gate, I guess. This is a big dramatic moment between apes where one person says, hey, is 10 million actually possible? Here is the part that he says that people have trouble with right here. From this morning's personal DD, he says, personally doesn't think that 10 million is something that can happen. Again, he could be 100% wrong. And if it does, hell, he'll be as excited as anyone else. He just thinks there's a chance of happening is low to none. So he personally thinks, after being the person supporting your daily news of GME, migrating from a group of moderators that didn't appreciate him to a completely different subreddit, and now people are turning on him because he thinks that $10 million is too ambitious. Well, then what is a good exit strategy? Well, if you stay until the end of the video and make sure to try to get that like button up to 800 likes today, we are going to cover key takeaways on Investopedia guide to exit strategies, right? This exit strategy is just what Investopedia has covered. It's also what Mr. Renzel says is a good way to consider exit strategies. Remember, we have been on this show talking about selling at the selling when the price comes down, right? So here we have Renzel's multiple different strategies here. We have the tiered exit, right? Everyone should think about how they want to exit. We have the tiered exit here. We have the value investor here. We have the mixer, right? And we have Investopedia's clear and compelling adulty way of exiting a stock as one that is likely going to make you a lot of attendees, but if you don't know how to get out, you're gonna mess it up. So you don't want to mess it up not only for yourself but for everyone else. Okay, let's take a look at what Renzel has to say for the three types first before we go into Investopedia. Renzel says the tiered exit. One they've heard a lot about is the tiered exit, and tiered exit is putting everything in tiers. For example, 15 shares at 10, 10 at 15, 20 at 20, etc., etc. It depends fully on how you place this and what you think is a logical step. This could be at 5,000, 10,000, any number whatsoever. Remember, they're giving examples, not setting numbers for you to follow. So that is the very first exit strategy, and that's the one that some people are like, what's the point of, like, where do you want to get off, Andrew? And this Tandy train is going to, this strategy is going to be troublesome for multiple reasons. Let's assume that this let's use AMC's chart right here for simplicity's sake. Let's say that the price of AMC or GME is going to be like this one day, right? And this goes all the way to, let's use Renzel's example, $10 million. So you don't know if it's going to get up to $10 million, but this hiccup here and here are going to be respectively at, let's say, $1 million and then $1,000. If you take profits on the way up, which we have seen, right? Every time we look at TradingView, this is the one for Coinbase, we see TP1, TP2, TP3. These are take profit indicators that you can, exit your positions and make money one step at a time. And that's the tiered approach right here. So if you sell maybe 30% of your position here, then you'll be like, okay, when I get to 1,000, I'm gonna be happy. When I get to $1 million, I'll be slightly happier, but I'll sell only like 10%. I'll sell 10% here, and I'll sell like slightly more here. It's a thermometer that rises as you reach certain milestones. So you sell this much at this point, this much at this point, right? How do you know, first of all, how much of your portfolio to sell? Second of all, when you do sell, that selling action increases the supply. And with that supply, we're looking at how much of the stock is actually going to be naked. Likely this proportion. These shorts are completely naked, whereas only a small piece of what you're holding right now is at the actual population of shares that exist. When you sell, you increase this population and you make it easier for the shorts to cover. So even if you are personally taking profits on the way up, you're going to be messing it up as this largest person's dilemma possible as we move up higher and higher. So that is an important takeaway for the tiered exit. Now let's talk about the value investor. This is what DFV said. They saw an opportunity with a company, invested on a number. He thought the company would be low and then will ride this to a certain set point for him and either cash out then, or in other terms, like the tiered exit. This means that he said to himself, X numbers are low. He wants to have Y numbers to returns, etc., etc. This is just how the economy runs. This is just how every single stock market runs. You're likely going to see the price of the stock go up to a certain point, and then you're like, this price is always guessing too high or too low, right? Jillian Marchioli. Ooh, we have a graphic, so we're going to cover Jillian's graphic of exit strategy in just a second. So this one is just pretty self-intuitive, but then you have to have, like, you know, years and years of experience understanding how to read the fundamentals. And normally on this channel we focus on pattern and momentum investing. Another one would be the mixer. The mixer is a simple concept of his own, TBH, but take the tiered exit and a bit off the value investor. You can choose to get off your initial investment out to a certain point, have another part you want to leave with that company, and a part you'll sell at a higher point. There's two schools of thoughts here. It's either that the initial investment here is part of your total profits here, so you're going to start with negative profits, right? And then you're going to have like money here. Point. You can't go lower than the amount of money you spent on the stock, which is this much here, right? That's the beauty of a long position. You can't spend more money than the money you've already spent here. So this is, if you have 100 stocks times like when you enter the $4, right? You can't possibly lose more than $400. So that's the total amount of money that you can lose here. The school of thought is that, well, you can sell when you break even, or you can sell when it gets up to a certain point, right? Let's say it gets up to like $4,000. You can sell up to $400 just so that you don't feel bad on the way back. Well, that's a way to think about it. Or you can think about this $400 as a sunk cost. It doesn't matter how you got into your position. All that matters is maximizing your returns. But maximizing returns, as we've always talked about on this show, does not minimize regret. So it ends up being the question, do you want to sell here, right? But you don't know when there is, or would you rather sell here whenever this starts to fall all the way back down? Like, get rid of this. If we know that this is the tiered approach here, and we're never going to, whoop. Let's say that the price of the stock will never reach above this point. You'll never really know if this is the price of the stock here. But if you sell 10% of the way down, this is where I am planning to sell. That's my exit strategy. I would much more prefer missing the very peak than selling on the way up. And that's just my personal exit strategy. It does not, like if you wanted to be able to get your initial 400 out, that's fine. Once again, it increases this yellow piece of the pie. So it makes it harder for the squeeze to happen for other people. That's your altruistic side, asking yourself, do you want to make big money with everybody, or do you want to make slightly more money than everyone else? Because whenever you sell, it's going to cause the equation to be completely different for everyone else. But again, let's actually take a look at what who sent Jillian Marchioli and what Jillian's graphic of an exit strategy, and then we'll move on to Investopedia. See, if you guys jump on live, you can also look at the same questions that we have been asking. And, oh, you sent it as a disappearing message. Can you send it as an attachment, please? I cannot see disappearing messages on mobile. So, key takeaways. Many traders design strong exit strategies, but then don't follow through when the time comes to take action. The results can be devastating. When making your plan, start by calculating reward and risk levels prior to entering a trade, and then use those levels as a blueprint to exit the position at the best price, whether you're profiting or taking a loss. Market timing, as often misunderstood concept, is a good exit strategy when used correctly. Usually we try to say you can't time the market, you have to put time in the the market, right? The market rises on a macro scale. So if you have your money sitting in a savings account, that is kind of like taking losses every single day as Jay Powell inflates the dollar's value, and you miss out on some attendees that are basically by default. When you wait for economic tragedies, right? Economic recessions and pullbacks, and only invest then, you're likely going to be pretty rich, and you don't even have to spend every single day trading. So that's one of the ideas here, is that time in the market matters, but according to Investopedia, timing the market also will work. Stop loss and scaling methods also enable savvy, methodical investors to protect profits and reduce losses. So this is the article here about holding periods, right? It's possible to talk about exits without noting the importance of holding period that synergizes well with your trading strategy. There's a lot of different trading strategies here, or you'll risk turning the trade into an investment or a momentum play into a scalp. So this is these are very intricate definitions. That is going to be the second part of the technical analysis series 101. So we had the very first part, identifying patterns. We're going to have the second part, identifying exit strategies. So if you guys don't want to miss out on that, make sure you've already hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Cody Griffin, for asking about this question. Once again, Renzel has come on the show before. He has gone through scrutiny. I'm not sure that we can say that any of us are perfect people, but as Professor Meatball sleeps, you should know that data never sleeps. If you guys come on the show, we'll answer your questions, we'll treat you right, and we'll appreciate that you're coming on this show entirely free and checking out your financial journey. I want to thank the people that make this show possible, like the Moon Platoon, Grillionaire, and Meatball the Space Legend tiers, and we will see you all in the money. Third Eye Brand says, I like that point of view. Losing 20% from max gains is a safe play. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think I just have to erase everything. There we go. So AMC has now started to retake the VWAP. And so this ladle has started to, the ladle was here, and now we have a much larger ladle with the VWAP coming to retake the exponential moving average. The exponential moving average is weighted with a lot of the data from the last 200 days. That's why it's much more sluggish to a downtrend. And now it's starting to finally, after a day's worth of negative trading, start to reach its own VWAP here. GameStop is in a very similar situation. Both are attempting bullish reversals, but are missing the mark when it comes down to their VWAPs. Both getting rejected in tandem. Dangerous Dan, and that's a good portfolio size. Mason B, you just missed the entire 10-minute video about Renzel, so you're gonna have to wait until the snippet, or just go back 10 minutes. So if you guys have tickets and suggestions, we haven't done a lot of that today, but it is 9. So let's do a series of ticker symbol suggestions, and then we're going to come back when atobitt is ready at 11 a.m. I think we're just 33 subscribers away from 78,000. And then we would just be 420 away from our daily goal of 78,420. Hope you're having a nice 420, guys. Alba Revs just joined the platoon, reporting for duty, sir. Alba Revs, very, very happy to have you. Hey guys, how are you brother apes from the US? What's the atmosphere? Kind of cloudy today. Hey Dad Drew, for the apes in the chat, can you speak on some solid blue chip stocks to turn your investment plays that you like? Thanks, love you, Dad. What did I do? I bought into some Tesla yesterday at 700. That was a good play. These aren't, I wouldn't say that's a blue chip though. Let me see if there's any reversals coming up soon for blue chips. Apple. Oh yeah, Tilray. So I did Sundial. Let's look at Tilray too. Apple is starting a decline here. So I wouldn't say sell because this is a loss right now. It could be a strong buy later. And then let's just take a look at Amazon and see where it is. That's Amazon. Come on. Ooh. So there was a soft sell indicator at 3,400. Now it's all the way down to 33. Ooh, that's still not a lot. It's like maybe 3% down. Overall, that's the most tech stock blue chip can slide. Unless it's the beginning of the pandemic, in which case it's going to be way worse. So Tilray. So glad I caught the Amazon slide. YVR, sure. Barber. Why is this so slow? There we go. Tilray. Strong, weak sell signal earlier. From 17 dropped down to 16. Looks like there was too much hype for 420. People were just like hyping it up and then nothing happened because nothing was supposed to happen. And then they're like, oh, nothing happened, darn it. So it's kind of like a lot of people getting hype about Doge, actually. It's the same collective effervescence. People get excited about one thing and you never know when it's going to be. So everyone thought it was going to be 420. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. YVR. Liquid Media Group. So Liquid Media Group has had a sluggish 2 weeks. Strong sell signal here. Oh, this is a 444 sell signal at 634. Would have got you all the way down to 296. Wow, imagine if you shorted that. 296, and then it's 444 buy signal that you wouldn't have been able to get out of. So, because there was no signal here. So $3 all the way to 4. That's a 50% raise. If you were following YVR for the last few weeks, you might have been, you might have made some really good plays with cheat code. And from here, now playing with the disjointed buy signal right here is the major play. So this very disjointed buy signal. Not sure if this is going to go anywhere. It was from last Friday. And the biggest rip so far is from 270 to 290, so not a ton to play around with, but I would say that YVR is not entirely off the table quite yet. Take a longer. Long man. Look at Slim Jim's tweets for Doge big rockets in an hour. Okay. Some of these messages are hilarious. I own ACB, been a dog. No offense to Meatball. Aw. Yes. Sold 831. Well, actually, that's not so bad. Disjointed buy signal that wouldn't have gotten you very far. Strong buy signal here that would have gotten you from 829 to 895. There's not a lot of tendies in here. The volatility is just not high enough. Jillian has 20x her money on Doge. Pretty hype. Oh man, party at Jill's. 20x, damn. I want to have an investment that pays off 20x. Waiting on the GME rocket, let's go. So, I think I'm going to be right back with atobitt. So I'm not going to live stream without him, I think is my policy today. So it's dependent on him, right? I was ready to talk about his work, but he did need a little extra time to pull it together. So it could be at 11, it could be 11:30. But those two time frames, he is very sure that he has time for today. I just don't want to promise atobitt and then have him not show up again. So right now I'm waiting for his response. I said, here, let's make it clear. Put it on the record. He needs proofreading and whatnot. I said, sounds good, don't rush yourself. Do you want to come back around power hour or even tomorrow? He says, I'll be good for way before power hour, have a meeting in 23 minutes. And then I say ETA then. I can keep going, I'll schedule a new live stream. He says, so many freaking derivatives I need to check. Long position, short position, synthetic shorts, shorting, and with put options, blah, blah. But he says 1:30 to 2:30. And I say, what about 1? He says, that's cool. And I say, just making sure that he has enough bandwidth to actually do today. So that's the current goal, is to have atobitt with his rehypothecation DD. I think you have the right to remain hyped as heck, right? We were with you guys for about 3 hours, got 1,000 likes. You know, I really appreciate it. So if you guys like this show, make sure that you guys are the 28 next subscribers for our 78,000 goal. We're still going to have 78,420 as the goal, but we're going to have our exclusive atobitt live stream coming up an hour, hopefully, fingers crossed, an hour before power hour. So we'll see you guys then. Hope you guys had a nice stream with us. Make sure that if you have liked the stream and you want to support it, there's the join button down below or the Patreon button. If you guys haven't gotten your 2 free stocks with WeBull quite yet, you use the WeBull link that says quit Robinhood, you get 2 free stocks. If you guys haven't gotten your $250 of free Bitcoin yet, you use that BlockFi link down below. And finally, if you guys want to be able to use the cheat code Algo tool that makes trading a little bit simpler, that is the cheat code Algo link down below. Once again, my name has been Andrew. Thank you guys for chilling with us this morning, and we'll be back